Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Bee's World. Let's not talk about it, be about it. First and foremost, as always, I would definitely like to thank my audience, anyone who has been hitting my inbox with topics, questions, comments, concerns, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Thank you. I highly appreciate it. Tonight's topic, we will be discussing You Are Not Where You Come From. This topic is something that I can definitely say is near and dear to my heart because I did not grow up with the best childhood. I'm very thankful, I'm very blessed, but I did not grow up with the best childhood. I grew up with 11 brothers and sisters, and I can honestly say that I was definitely blessed to have a parent as strong as my father, raising my brothers and sisters and I on his own with a lot of help, but on his own ultimately. I never thought that I would be where I am today as a college graduate, doing as well as I am doing for myself. I am doing well for myself. I am very blessed and very fortunate, but I always remember where I came from. Growing up, I grew up all over the place. I started in Jamaica, Queens, New York, 180th and Baisley. Shout out to my grandma, rest in peace. And I later moved to the Bronx, to Riverdale with my Aunt Marilyn, who you guys would later on hear me refer to as my mother. And I spent a lot of time in the Bronx, and then I later moved to the West Coast, to Washington State, near Oregon, California. And I spent a lot of my life there, and it was not the easiest growing up. I can definitely say, being the baby girl and having older sisters, I always had that support from my dad and from my sisters, but it was not easy for us at all. With my dad being a single parent, we were definitely a little less fortunate than many others, but the one thing that I can always say I'm so thankful for is my dad always kept us together. We were all kept together, and we all knew that there was a lot more for us out there in life. My dad was working hard, but you know, some things didn't work out the way that we wanted them to, but my dad worked very hard, and I must be thankful for that. So shout out to you, Dad. I can remember growing up living in a shelter at one point in time in Hunts Point in the Bronx, New York, living in Hunts Point, and I can remember telling myself that there has to be more. There has to be more to life. And one question that I have never had answered since I was a little girl was why. I can remember for a while I would say, why? Why is this happening? Isn't my dad working hard enough? Isn't going to school enough? Haven't we been through enough? When is this going to stop? When is it going to be our time to shine? When are we going to be okay? And I definitely know that growing up and over the years, I started to realize that nobody can get me anywhere that I want to be in life but me. And ultimately, I knew that I had to strive for the best. I had to do the best in school. I had to do the best at anything that I put my mind to. Anything that I wanted to do, whether it was basketball, whether it was to moving to the other side of the country, finishing college, I knew that nobody can get me there the way that I can get me there. Nobody can get me there but myself. So I definitely want to let my audience members know, growing up in the ghetto, in the hood, in the projects, there's so much more to life than that. There is so much more to life, and things might not always work out as they should work out, but you have to be willing to do more. You have to be willing to go that extra mile, and you have to know that, hey, sometimes we fall, but dust yourself off and keep going. Dust yourself off and keep going, because people who are the most famous and are the most wealthiest and the people who are as high up as they are in life have been through the worst things, and you will never imagine. So I definitely want to let all of my audience members know, especially my young audience members, go to school. Go to school. There's nothing like an education. There's nothing like an elementary education, a middle school, junior high school education. There is nothing like an education. And in the end, that is something that you always have to fall back on. Go to school, finish high school, finish college, Go to school. It is very important and it will get you very far in life. And you are not where you come from. Because you grew up in the hood and you grew up with the pissy elevators and you grew up with having groups of people in front of your house, in front of your projects, wherever, whatever, you can go so far in life. You can go so far in life that is definitely not where you stop. And seeing some of those things for me as a young adult, seeing some of those things when I grew up, just made me know I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to hang out with people like this. I don't want anything to do with it. And I can honestly say that I have never looked back. I have never looked back from any shelter that I was living in, anyone that I was staying with, just any situation. I've never looked back, and it might kill me then, and I might be stressed and might be crying. I'm a very emotional individual. I might be crying and it might feel like the worst thing in the world to me then. But I look back and I say, I don't know if I could have been this strong girl that everybody knows to be. I don't know if I could have been this strong individual if I didn't grow up with this, and if I didn't grow up with a single father or with a drug addicted mother or moving from pillow to post. I don't know if I would be here today, and I don't know if I would be the strong individual that I am. So be very thankful for where you come from, but make your way to where you want to be. Started from the bottom, now we here. I know a lot of people are out there singing that song, but let's get there. Let's be where we want to be. Let's get to where we want to be, and let's do what we have to do. And it's okay. It's okay to fall sometime. It's okay to stress. It's okay to cry, men and women. It is okay. But you have to get you there, not your mom, not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, not your aunt, not your uncle, not your cousin, not your friends. You have to get you to where you want to be. All those people helping along the way is great. There's no feeling like knowing that you got backup and knowing that you have that help. But you have to get you to where you want to be. So thank you guys very much. Please, questions, comments, and concerns, let me know. Hit that inbox. Leave me comments. Facebook, B Smith, BEE Smith. Twitter, Heaven on Earth, HEVN Earth. Instagram, B33World, BeezWorld, and YouTube, BeezWorld. Thank you guys so much. Let me know what you think. Remember, BeezWorld, let's not talk about it, be about it. Thank you.